know. He's like, you read the whole thing, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And he's like, so why would you run half a marathon?
What's up, guys? My name is Rob, and this is Rob on the Run podcast, a running podcast for all healthy lifestyles. And today I have a good friend of mine. Her name is Jenn. Jenn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great, as best as I can nowadays. But today is a great episode. I have Jenn here. She's a really good runner, really great runner, to be honest. She's also wearing a really cool shirt. I was looking at it. I love Zilker relays. Are you going to do them this year?
I would like to, but I've been out most of the season with injury, so we'll see. Maybe next year. I do have a different fun relay coming up here at the end of the year.
That's
it's not
awesome.
Silker though.
Which one is it?
It's a brand new one. It's called Unrouted.
Okay.
It's the very first one going from Austin to San Antonio. So a group of 6, me and 5 other women are going to go. It's kind of like Speed Project. No rules, no route. You get there and try to be the fastest team there. So we're trying to figure out a route, and it starts at midnight, so it's all night running.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of like what's next on my agenda.
I definitely need to look up that because I love relays. I did a TR this year with one of the Freaks groups, and we were 8, and it was fun to do it with a smaller group. I had done it with 12. And not that it's not fun. It's just a lot more wait time, I feel.
Yeah,
and it's more challenging when it's smaller. So that sounds like fun, man. That's the type of fun that I like to do when it comes to relays. So
we're excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, simple question, like I'm pretty sure you hear all the time. How did your running journey started?
That's funny. I got text my mom, and I told her, I said, I always say that my mom made me go run when I was younger because I wouldn't stop eating. And everyone knows I eat like a lot of cookies all the time.
Okay.
So I always say that my brother's older than me. So he always made me go running in the mornings with him before school. And then I would still eat my lunch on the way to school. So I always like to eat.
It's a funny thing because I think that's the reason why I started running too, because I figured the more I run, the more I can eat, and funny that it's kind of also a very common thing for trail runners, because you eat a lot. You eat a lot when you're doing these races or when you're out there training for something for X amount of hours. So I think it's a common thing for runners in general, right? Like we love to eat, we love to run, eat, and drink a little, and add a run or two in the middle, right?
Oh, for sure.
And how did you officially start running? What other than your mom making you to go run, when did your love for running, for running, become more of a hobby, I guess?
I ran all through junior high school, cross country, track, all of that. Mine kind of really came as I did my first half in 2019. I used to live in Florida, so Tampa, Gasparilla, 5K, 10K every now and then. But a friend of mine, he works for Ironman, and he had encouraged me to run Philadelphia half. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And I don't even know how to do that. And I used to try to train on the treadmill and whatnot. And so I always give him credit because he was huge and like, hey, you can do this. Let's try to knock out your first half marathon. Yeah. So that's kind of like where it started. But really, I think it was really moving to Houston was a huge impact because I ran my whole life. But something about moving to Houston, City Center was my first run club that I was ever a part of back when I thought HEB was called HEB. So I didn't know where anything was. Back at the time, I lived over in Galleria, and I was driving to that side of town, and it felt like an eternity away with traffic. So that's meeting people there, and was huge in my journey. And I'll never forget, Regina Massengill was huge in my own stepping outside my comfort zone. As a half marathon kind of became comfortable. And the first time I ever ran with her at City Center, I had told her we had ran like 8:30s. I felt like I was dying. And I was like, I have no idea who this woman is. And I was like, hey, I don't know how fast you ran, but that was really fast for me. Turns out she's an ultra runner. Oh, wow. And also a fast ultra runner
Hmm.
in her own journey. So she had kind of becoming friends with her was huge and crucial to take those next further steps.
That's cool. That's cool. So what was? Do you remember your first official? Well, you said you did the Philadelphia half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what was your time, or did you have an expectation? I guess as well.
I didn't have an expectation. I didn't know what to think. I ran a 2:28.
Okay.
Course was a little bit long. I cried a lot. I walked a lot. Uh, yeah, I ran a 2:28 there in Philly for my first half.
And that kind of hooked you on the whole sport of running for a medal, or
Yeah,
what
I
made
really
you?
like competition. I really love and thrive off competition and kind of
Hmm.
like pushing your
Yeah,
body and your limits.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I just grew up with running my whole life, and it was just like ingrained into
yeah,
me.
yeah,
So I didn't know how not to run.
yeah.
I was always just. I wasn't very fast growing up, but I was always running.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so your first official race was a half marathon, or did you do 5Ks and stuff like that, or did you just go in the deep end and said let's go for the distance?
No, I grew up doing 5Ks,
Okay.
10K, mostly 5Ks. 5Ks were like my sweet spot
Yeah,
for durability.
because of the track, right?
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I had grown up doing all sorts of random 5Ks around Illinois and Florida. So that was kind of my comfort zone kind of deal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you said you finished like at 220, something like that, your first half. Uh, what made you did you get that little itch of saying, "Hey, if I can run at 220, can I run it faster?" Or how did that go?
No, I said I'm never doing this again. And that was terrible. And why do people sign up to do this? And it took me a couple years before I attempted my second.
Okay. So
It took
you
me,
definitely weren't like the typical people like myself. I ran the first marathon in Chicago, and then I did horrible because I was not prepared for it. And I said, I will never do this again. Never. And then, of course, I ran New York like what, a month later or something like that. So you actually took some time. What made you, I guess, months later, what made you decide to do another half?
I didn't do it until I moved to Texas, actually.
Okay, okay.
Um, it would have been Savannah. Was it Savannah? Rock and Roll
Okay.
would have been my second one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was when I had already like just moved here.
Okay.
That would have been my second one here, and that was like kind of like still COVID era
Okay.
deal. So we were still trying to figure everything out with that. So it was about a year or two later when I came back.
And so once you decided to do your next half, which one was it? The Savannah, the one you were saying?
Savannah was my second half
Second.
marathon.
Okay. Okay. And how did you do there? What changed, I guess?
I don't remember how I did, but I know that I had a funny experience because I thought the race was on Sunday and the my flight was leaving Saturday morning, and it turns out that it was actually on Saturday. And my friend
Oh,
called me,
wow.
and he's like, "Hey, what's the plan for tomorrow?" I was like, "I don't know, I'm flying out." He's like, "Man, you're going to be racing in less than 24 hours." I had to hurry, rearrange my flight,
Wow.
call the hotel, figure everything out. I would touch down in Savannah at like 5 p.m. Got some food in my system. It was pouring rain the entire time.
Oh, wow.
Woke up Saturday. It is still just a straight downpour.
Uh-huh.
Um, got an Uber to where I needed to go. The locals were saying, "Oh, this happens once a year."
Mm-hmm.
I wore a rain jacket the
Oh,
entire
wow.
race
Oh,
with
wow.
my hood up. So it was nonstop. And then I had to move my flight.
Mm-hmm.
And so luckily the airline was able to move my flight. So
Yeah.
I had to be done with my race and back at the airport by 12 p.m. that same race
Wow.
day. So like I had to finish that race. I don't remember the time, but I remember thinking I need to get to the airport.
So you literally did like a 24-hour stay or less than a 24-hour stay in and still managed to run a race. Wow. What was your
Yes.
train of thought given the fact that you didn't enjoy the whole, expo, all the things that you love to do when you're a runner and just finish it and come back home? Like what was your train of thought on that?
I never want to go back to Savannah, Georgia again. I was like, this is a terrible experience.
And why Savannah, Georgia? What caught your attention on that specific half?
I had never been to Savannah before, and it was just I've heard great things about the city, lots of history. So I was kind of excited to like, oh, I can go like after my run, I can go wander around the city. I didn't realize there'd be a tropical storm in the middle of my race. Stuff. They literally canceled the marathon that day because and we started an hour later.
Oh so wow!
It was pretty bad.
And which one is this one? The what's it called?
It was the Savannah Rock and Roll.
Oh, the Savannah Rock and Roll. Yes. And okay, so you got your second half. Obviously, it didn't go well. So now you got two. You're 2 for 2 on finding reasons why not to run. Which one was the one that you finally saw? Like you had, I guess, like an aha moment, and you're like, "Hey, I'm not that bad, but I'm also enjoying this."
It was around the third. It was pretty much the third one. The third one was here in Houston when I did my first Aramco.
Okay.
So I got to experience that here. And I remember finishing and I had said, I was like, I don't know how people do this. I never went on a marathon.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And one of my friends told me something and it always stuck in my head. And it turns out it was like a Daniel Tosh quote.
Okay.
And he's like, when you read a book, do you read half a book?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. He's like, you read the whole thing, right? I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. And he's like, so why would you run half a marathon? I was like, well, I thought I was doing okay. So that kind of like stuck with me in my journey forward. And it was like an unintentional challenge in my brain that's like, I can do something that I may be uncomfortable with. And that kind of propelled me forward into what came next.
Oh, wow. You know, that's funny. I never heard that, but it makes so much sense. Like why are you doing things half-ass? You know, like if you're going to do something, just go full throttle, I guess. Or as my cousin says, all gas, no brakes, I guess too, right? But that's a great quote. Like I've never thought about it that way. So now you, obviously someone's convincing you to do the full. Is that Houston was your first full?
No, I've still never done Chevron.
What?
No, I have my own reasons for not wanting to. This upcoming year will be my third Aramco. And I really love the half here because I love cheering on my friends after.
Yeah.
And I take so much joy in that. And I usually try the last like half mile. Yeah. I usually try like where the Freaks 10 is. I usually try to like run like a few hundred meters like with them and like try to encourage them and push them. Yeah. And so many people have like loved that moment. And for me, that's huge, especially running marathons. Yeah. That like I really love spectating and cheering. And it's like I run in these streets all the time. I was like, let's just do the half and go cheer everyone on after.
No, you're right. I've done the full. I think this is going to be my 5th or 6th time that I've done the full in Houston. And I still love the half. I think with me, I'm already kind of committed to doing the full and I want to get legacy. So why start all over again, you know, and have to start from one again. So I enjoy the full as well, but I love the half just because it's so scenic and there's crowd support. Like you said, I feel like right when you hit that mile 8, where the half marathoners go straight and then the fulls go turns, it's like they take away the whole like momentum that you have. You turn and it gets super.
I always do one of these when that split happens, and I'm like, bye.
Oh my God! Like every single time, I mentioned, I think I've done it 6 times, and all 6 times when I make that turn, I'm already waiting for everything to get really quiet, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad. Yeah. But I guess like I mentioned to you, I'm so committed to it that at this point I'm closer to just doing the legacy and in the full. And I do it because also I run through the charity with Team Catapult, which I've grown very fond. Now that I'm actually also a guide, I go on Wednesdays and Saturdays to help them with their training, and it's such a cool thing. And I can do the half through Catapult too, but like I said, I think it's just that one thing that you've done it so many times that there's no point, I guess, to stop. Yeah. You know? But you have done full marathons, right?
I have just completed my 6th full marathon.
Well, yeah. What am I talking about? I just saw your picture that you ran Boston.
I did run Boston.
Oh my God! Tell somebody like myself that is not fast enough to be able to qualify yet. Yet I'm saying yet because I still have hopes. How's the feeling of running that race?
I mean, I have obviously ran here in Houston.
Mhm.
I've ran on an islands where you're running through national parks and state parks. I've ran in different states and cities, and Boston was just it's undescribable.
Yeah.
Like from the second that you get to the expo to walking near the finish line to crossing, even to walk to the start line, it's just the amount of energy that you feel. And I was with someone, and I was like, hey, they had ran it before. And I was like, so like when we cross the finish line, is there like going to be people there? And he's like, Jen, there's going to be people the entire time. But I feel like when people say there's going to be like chevron people, like, or the half, people are like, oh, there's going to be people the entire time. But we still have small amounts of like breaks where there's not. So I don't think it's going to be like that. The entire time there was like the second I crossed, I had goosebumps on my arms. I'm like, I was like, this is real. This is happening. But I made sure to not tunnel vision myself out and to be in those moments that would be so crucial.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to forget just because I'm so laser focused.
Yeah.
And those moments, I was just so grateful just to look around and see these amazing athletes around me doing hard things. And then these spectators who the Boston shut down for Patriots Day, and everyone knows the marathon's happening, and people come out of their house, out of the colleges, and they're cheering you on the entire time. And it's the feeling of the last mile was just unreal. Like it's undescribable. The final turn into the final left turn into the finish line. It's like you know that it's coming, but something about hitting that street. It's like this is where some of the greatest athletes in the world have ran. This is where Des Linden won the 2018 marathon. It was insane just to like feel the energy. It was beyond electrifying.
It's so awesome. When I know someone has ran Boston, I always want to know their experience because everyone has a different experience. But one thing that I've always heard that's the same, and just what you said, is most people that qualify for Boston, they try to enjoy the experience because obviously there had to have been a race that you already had planned to try to qualify. And that race, like you said, you're laser focused. No matter what happens, you are in the zone and that's all you care. Hell, something could have happened on one side of the street and you probably never realized what happened because you have a goal, right? And most of these people that have ran it that I've talked to, they say the same thing. I try to be there in the moment. Like the day for the race, I don't have a goal of finishing at X amount of time. I want to enjoy it. I just want to go out there, enjoy, listen to the crowd, enjoy the run, and really soak in what Boston is. And that's really cool that you are, you're saying it because that's what I would do, even though I'm very slow. So I would actually either way enjoy it either way. But that's what I want to feel. I want to feel that that emotion that you get, and I'm a big crybaby when it comes to races. Like when I
cried during that race several times.
In New York, there's a picture that I have where I'm holding my New York City Marathon medal, and my eyes are red. Like it looks like if someone did not know me, they probably thought this guy's high because he looks like they're bloodshot red and teary eyed. And even my fiance said, why did you cry? What happened? Were you hurt? I was like, no, it's just the emotion got to me. Like I thought about
the experience.
The experience. Then you start thinking, the 18 weeks of pure hell that you go through to train it. You train in the heat, you train in the rain, you train in whatever, element that comes to you. And then you think about the 3-4 hour run that you basically did. And you think at that moment, it was worth it. It was all worth it, and I can only imagine you doing Boston, just being even a much bigger race than New York. The culture, the history, like you said, Des Linden, that ran it, which I invited her to the podcast, but she hasn't said yes. So hopefully maybe she'll say yes now. But it's so cool, man. It's so cool. And that to me, it pumps me up, man. It pumps me up to, do better and hopefully, qualify one of these days, and if not, maybe go with a guide and an athlete do it, as well. So, but is that the only time you ran Boston? That was it last year?
This year.
This year. Oh, this year. Well, congratulations then.
Thank you. Thank you. It was my first experience doing it. I don't know if I really want to go back. You'll never get a first Boston again. There's so many races around the world that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I may go back in the future for a little bit of redemption. But other than that, those memories I want to keep with me.
Yeah.
I want that first, remembering turning down every street for the first time, seeing the finish line for the first time. Like we won't get those memories back.
And were you one of those runners that went a day or two before to see the finish line and do the whole? Yeah. Okay. And how was that feeling, seeing it? Like, how did you feel about that?
I think my first reaction was, oh my gosh, I did it. Like I got here, and now the only thing I have to do is just run a casual 26.2 miles and run the time.
Yeah, no biggie. Something easy. Yeah. And what was the race that you used to qualify?
Tunnels Marathon.
Okay, I've heard of it. Where is it? It's in
Washington.
Washington. Okay. And what was your qualifying time, if you remember?
3:19:58.
That's fast. I think you're gonna have to run a race for me with my bib or something. You're gonna have to Matt Choi it or something for me, please.
Oh, I don't want to get kicked out of races.
No, I'm just kidding. But that's awesome. And I noticed that you're also a trail runner. Like, what do you like better? Do you like trail races or do you like road races?
I have a running joke with my trail friends. A lot of my friends are trail runners. I have a running joke that I'm not a trail runner. I hate trail running because what I have a tendency to do is I don't train on trails. I don't want to. I love training on the road. And so I just kind of show up to races and just run. And And I sometimes show up to the haters kind of do their run sometimes. And then if I hear they're doing breakfast, I think for breakfast. But no, what I like about the trails is that it's different. The people are different. The environment's different.
Yeah.
The terrain is different. You're slowing down. It's a different type of competition. And it's a different type of environment than racing versus I feel like when you're on the road, it's like, oh, what was your time? Or what did you do? Or that. And it's like the trails, it's like you hear someone that said, I ran 100 miles. The first thing isn't, what was your time? It's like, I'm sorry, you did what? You chose to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I like about that environment. It's like, there's no questioning anything. It's like, it doesn't matter your pace at all.
Yeah.
Like I was pacing someone for Rocky last year and seeing some of these athletes fly through, but then they're also encouraging everyone that there may or may not be overlapping. Yeah. It's like, that's awesome to be able to see and witness.
No, that you were 1000% right. I did the what is it? Ragnar relay a couple years ago. And if I'm slow on the road races, I'm slow, even slower on trail races, which is fine, because you got to be very careful, especially on the Ragnar one. And these people were zooming through the rocks and going up and down the rocks like they're goats.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how either. And the one thing you would always hear them say, great job. You're doing a great job. You're almost there. You're awesome. You're doing really good. And I'm like, man, at least, it makes you feel good to be out there, but I've been very curious about trail racing lately. And that's why I signed up for Habanero. I'm doing it in a month.
Okay.
Well, I got to thank Paco for that because I went last year to help him out. And I saw the race and I saw the atmosphere. And I said, you know what? I want to do this. I want to see if I can run in this ugly heat. So that's what I'm doing this upcoming in a month, literally.
I did it as a relay team a couple years ago, and that was definitely one and done for me. I am more of a 5 a.m. before the sun comes up kind of runner. I don't like the sun to
Hmm.
kill me.
Yeah.
I'd rather the humidity try to kill me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
habanero was definitely one and done for me.
It might just be the same way for me. I'm doing the 50K on my own, and I went actually this past weekend. The Pasadena Runners Club does a little
Yeah,
events, and we go to the 7 Isle Ranch, and I ran 3 loops, which I started early in the morning. I started like at 7. By the time 12 o'clock hit, I did my last loop, and oh my god, it felt horrible. And I don't know if I was hallucinating. I kept on looking up in the sky, and I saw vultures around me, and I'm like, I'm not dead yet, guys. Hold on. But it's
yep,
it's 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 crazy. And given that the grass was really high, it wasn't race ready per se,
yeah,
but it's still I wanted to go out there to see how it would feel so I can at least have an upper hand at least when I go out on race day and not
yeah,
go too hard, because my problem is that I go too hard in races like that. Like in
yeah,
Ragnar, I went out running 8 minute, 8.5, right? And then once I saw the elevation, I was dying. I was
yeah,
literally dying, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't have done that. So that's the reason why I did it. I wanted to go and kind of get an idea on how it is. And man, I didn't realize how much. I heard there was sand. I heard there
yeah.
was sand, but God, there's a lot of
A
sand.
lot of sand. Like my calves are burning.
Yeah, yeah, and I can understand why they say like your blisters are going to be super bad, because I can only imagine that's the sand and the sun hitting it, and that just is a bad ingredient for your feet, So, but
Yeah,
it's probably going to be a one and done, and anything I finish is going to be a PR because it's going to be my first official ultra race, and
which is
and what
exciting.
yeah, it's exciting, but I love the heat. I love running in the heat. Summer is my favorite time of the year, but I just don't think this is a race that I'll be doing every year or anything like that. Maybe I'll do it one more time, but not back to back for sure. But if I do good, I want to do the one in December. I think it's Brazos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
do that one for the 100K.
Okay.
If I feel better, and I know the weather's probably going to be much better, so
Yeah,
that
it's
that
always
that
cold
helps.
for that race.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be fine. But other than Habanero, which Rocky Raccoon you said you paced, what other trail have you done?
I raced Rocky Raccoon 50K
Mm-hmm.
last year.
Okay.
I actually did a 50K before I did my marathon,
Okay.
which was Brazos Bends.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I didn't have enough PTSD, I went back the following year and ran a 50 miler at the same place that I did my 50K, which is not no recommend. Um, I now understand why you need like the different terrain and trails.
Yeah.
My favorite one would have to be I did a Broken Arrow last year in Tahoe.
Okay.
I had gone up there to support a friend. She was doing the 46K,
Okay.
and she had sent me a link for like, hey, they're doing a giveaway for a race. You should sign up. She's like, you're already
Oh
going
wow.
anyways. And I had been training for my own marathon. I wasn't training to go run in a mountain, and I found out I won about 24 hours when my flight went out, and it was a 23K. But it had some elevation on it. It was intense, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, I guess I am running a 23K in the mountains of California. So
Oh wow.
she raced Friday, and then I raced my race on Saturday, and it
Mm-hmm.
was with each climb, it was just beyond beautiful. It was
Yeah.
so pretty.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite races. They have a VK, so you
Mm-hmm.
just go straight up, and I want to do that one next year. So I think I've done probably 5 or 6 trail races. I just kind of hop into them
And
when I
all of them
can.
without training, huh?
Well, I train for the distance, not for the trail part of it.
Yeah. That well, if you are able to manage to do these with just the training and in the road, I guess, then you must be a very talented trail runner.
I don't know about that. I still don't say I'm a trail runner, but I enjoy road more, but I like the challenge and the scenery of trails.
Let's call let's call you a new type of athlete. You're a hybrid runner.
There we go. I like
There
that.
you go. So there's hybrid athletes like Nick Bear and all that. Now we got ourselves a hybrid athlete that does so you do trails just for fun, and your main thing is running and I mean running railroads road races. Sorry, but man, that's awesome. So how many marathons have you done? I think you told me you said 7.
6.
Oh, 6. Okay. And which one is the next one? What are you? I know you're hurt right now, but do you have anything in mind?
I was signed up for Berlin. I had to defer to next year.
Oh man.
Because right after Boston, I knew I was going to be out for a while. And like a week later, my impatience got the best of me and I signed up for a marathon. But it was for like a year later.
Okay. Okay.
So currently, my next marathon is Eugene, Oregon.
Oh my God, I want to do that
in
with
April.
you.
See, that's something. The week after Boston, I love Oregon. I love running out there. I ran on Priest Trail out there. So to be able to go run the race and finish on Hayward Field, where some of the fastest track athletes in the world have finished, I think would be pretty surreal. I know the weather there is beautiful. So hoping I can recover in time and come back. That will be the next marathon.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's one of them that I want to do. I'm trying to do either a half marathon or a full marathon, whichever I sign up in all 50 states. And I think that one particularly, I want to do the full marathon. And because of what you said, just to be able to finish in that legendary track where they usually do the time trials there and the pre-classic and all these amazing events.
I went there a couple of years ago, or last year actually.
I want to go. I really want to go. It just happened like a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I definitely need to plan that out. But it's one of those races I want to do. So I'm very jealous of you that you're gonna get to do it. But man, the fact that you did, I'm still like so happy for you for Boston. Is such a cool thing, man. But so you were talking about when you started, and I guess we're gonna go back. Sorry. You started running like track at high school and middle school, I guess. What was your favorite distance, or what was your favorite event? I get when you're doing that.
The 2 mile, I think, was in high school was my favorite. Okay. I thought I was fast back in the day. I was not. I remember my coach put me on 300 hurdles just to get points.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know how short I am, but my legs are long.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun to like attempt to do when everyone's like twice my size.
Yeah.
But I was always into the longer distances because I was also a cross country runner.
Okay.
But I was also I had basketball season as well. So in school I was always had something going on.
Yeah.
Our basketball coach wanted us to do those shorter distances.
Yeah.
As well. So some of that stuff I was forced into, and that's where I realized I run like a turtle. I didn't want to do this. But I was always the longer distances was more my thing.
So you've always been very good with your endurance and whatnot, and that's awesome. I myself did not start running until I was like 36. I used to run with, like, back in the day when I was in high school and my brother was playing baseball. I would go in to his practices and they would make him run around the field, and I would do it, but never thinking that I would enjoy it. So I met my fiance. I'm pretty sure you've met her. Her name's Alma, and she got me into the first race. She got me into Minute Maid, and I got a medal. And then as an ignorant runner that I was at the time, I told her, but I didn't even win. Why do I get a medal? And she's like, everybody gets a medal as long as you finish. And once I got my first medal, I just wanted more. I wanted more medals. And that's one of my, still to this day, it's still the biggest motivator. When I see the medal, I remember I ran Berlin 2 years ago. Was it 2 years? Yeah, I think so. And when they revealed the medal, oh my God, I was like, yes, I want that medal. So I'm very, very motivated for medals. I'm very motivated, obviously, also in challenges, trying to do challenges. And by the way, I'm going to tell you, Berlin is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Whenever you get to do it, you're going to love it. I deferred it 3 times because one time I was injured. The second time I went through almost the whole training, and then like maybe a month before, my fiance tells me, "Do you have your passport?" I'm like, "No."
You may need that.
Yeah. And so I had to. I thought at that point I was gonna have to cancel it because I never heard of any race, even a major, deferring so many times. And so I went on all sad, thinking I had to cancel, and they gave me the option to defer. So for the 50th anniversary, I did do it, and it's by far probably like my second favorite race. And it's flat. It's so flat that Houston Marathon is much more hillier, which is not
Oh.
even hillier. No, but that's how flat it is. The best advice I can give you: be careful with the water because sometimes you think it's water, but it's not water. It's tea.
Okay.
They give tea out there.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I did the mistake of grabbing a bottle and drinking it, and I don't even like tea to begin with. And so when I took it, I almost like threw up because I was like, "What the hell is this? Their water's gone bad or something." And then someone told me, "No, that's tea." I'm like, "Oh, well,
That makes
that's
sense.
great. That's great." So just be careful with that. And when you get there, make sure you find some American or someone that speaks English that can tell you which one is the water. Because believe it or not, water in Germany is very hard to find because they drink
Oh.
sparkling water.
Okay.
And the
That's good
funny
to know.
thing is that they have different percentages of sparkling water. They could be 100% sparkling all the way to the 25%. But they do sell water. You just gotta, be
So
very
search for it.
careful. Yeah, yeah. And that's what me and Alma did. We finally found a couple, and we asked them, have you been to Germany before? It's like, yes. Can you tell us where the water is, the regular water? And finally we found out we would always buy that brand. But other than that, it's an amazing experience. The culture is crazy. I guess another piece of advice: don't try to speak German because
Okay.
they don't like it. They don't like it. They just, and most of them speak English, so there's no problem. But I tried saying some words in German, and they looked at me like
They're just like, no, don't do
yeah,
that.
no,
That's
don't do
funny.
that. So, but the beer is amazing.
I mean,
That's
October right after it. So,
yeah. So if you get a chance, definitely go to Oktoberfest. We didn't go because literally the day after the race, it was raining. It was pouring
oh,
rain, and I'm like, we don't want to go like that. And from Berlin to Munich is like a 4 hour train or 2 hour train ride. But we just didn't think it would be. We would enjoy it since everything is outdoors in tents. But
yeah.
yeah, definitely, I can't wait to see what you think and if you are able to do it next year. And oh, another thing I just remembered: try to find a hotel that's close to the finish and starting line, just
Okay.
because it's easier for yeah, that way you don't
Get
have to
to.
take yeah, and it's huge. It's so big. So enjoy your time and enjoy the little festivities they do before the race. It's crazy what they do to keep the runners entertained. Like it's fun. It's really fun. But Berlin is one of my favorite ones that I've done from the majors. And speaking about majors, how many majors have you done?
I did Chicago 2023,
Okay,
and then Boston 25, and then Berlin will be my third once I get to it.
nice, halfway there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I still need to do Boston. I need to do Tokyo and London. Those are my three that I need. So
And now you need Sydney.
no, I'm not gonna do that one. No,
You don't want to do Sydney?
I just want to do the core six, and then after that, I'll figure it out. I just because I also heard they're gonna add another one in Shanghai and another one somewhere else. It's starting to. I feel like it's starting without being negative. I guess it's starting to feel like it's a cash grab because
Yeah.
man, these races are
They're
expensive.
expensive.
They're so expensive, and Berlin is actually one of the cheaper ones, believe it or not. But
Okay.
to get to Berlin is a
It's
different
like
story.
expensive. I looked
Yeah.
into flights.
Yeah, it's expensive. So I'm down to being the OG, the six original ones, and then I'll get my nice little shiny little medal, and then I'll call it a day. And
Hey, that
maybe
medal's heavy. That
yeah,
6-star medal is heavy.
yeah. I've actually not carried it because I don't want to carry it until they give it to me. But I've seen it, and my friends have told me it's kind of heavy. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited to do the races or whatnot. But actually, looking at the time, we're almost there. So
Okay.
let's at this point we do have episode 27. My good friend Aaron had a question for you. So we'll
Okay.
go ahead and let him and say the question, and then you have the chance to answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Because I kind of live by this is like, what is my end goal? So my question to the next guest is, if you could run any distance or any race with a PR mind or a goal and whatever that may be, what would you choose? Like if you knew not that it was a guarantee, but if you could pick a race and a distance, like I'm gonna go break 240 at this race, or whatever that goal is, or I'm gonna break 130 and a half. If you could pick one scenario to achieve a goal, what would it be?
Any distance and where. I can't PR it, but I have on my docket for next year is Leadville 50 miler next July.
Nice.
So there will be no PRs there with that elevation, but that's definitely high. It's really high on my list of races to run.
Oh wow! I didn't even know Leadville had a 50 miler or 50K.
So they got 50 miler. They got Silver Rush in July, the month before.
Oh, okay. So it's not the same time as the regular 100 miler. Okay.
Nope.
Wow, maybe I should look at that because I want to do Leadville 100, but maybe I should start with the baby before I go with the big one. Yeah, ease in, exactly. That's awesome. You know, on those, I feel like with trail runs, you don't have to worry about PRs.
Yeah,
it's more about, like you said, the experience and whatnot. So, but that's a really cool thing to have, the Leadville 50 miler. I need to check that out because, yeah, I actually have a sticker on my bathroom on my glass, the mirror, that I want to run the 100 miler, the Leadville 100, as my goal. So, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
I figured that was a good intro.
Yeah. And then if you do well, I guess, or you finish, I guess, you can think about doing the 100 milers. Maybe you got something going there. I'm gonna definitely think about that. And what about you? Do you have a question for our next guest?
How do you deal with the mental side of marathon or ultra marathon or even half marathon training?
Nice. And how do you deal with that?
I keep running. Honestly, what was crucial in my build-up for tunnels was the people around me.
Okay.
Utilizing my people for when days got hard, when workouts got hard.
Yeah.
If I would forget to eat enough food, just constantly talking to the people around me and saying, "Hey, can you help me?" And they were crucial in getting me to the start line.
That's good. That's awesome. That's a good way of having accountability as well, right? So that's awesome. Well, Jenn, we are actually at the end of the podcast. You have made it to the end. I know you were saying that you're a little nervous. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. And any other race other than the ones you said that you're thinking of doing, or those are the only ones?
I planned out 2026 before 2025 was done. I have Gasparilla half marathon at the end of February.
Okay.
Next year I have Eugene and then Leadville and then Berlin. But as for this year, the only thing I have this year is going to be the unrouted relay with some friends at midnight, and we're going to figure it out.
That's awesome. And I'm definitely going to check up on that one just to get more information because it's very interesting. I like that. The speed project. I want to do that one, but I heard that one is super hard to get
into.
Yeah. So it's definitely something that I would love to do. And if that's basically kind of the same thing as that, why not figure out maybe I can join a team or make a team, so one way or another. But Jenn, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for donating some of your time today to the podcast. And let the people know how we can find you on social media.
I'm mostly on Instagram, Jenn Antonick. I'm on Strava every now and then. Probably won't be there for a couple months. There'll be a lot of zeros going on. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Instagram and Strava. That's what I got going on.
Well, I appreciate it again, Jenn. Thank you very much for your time. And we'll keep in touch. And good luck with your recovery first. And then with your relay as well, okay?
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.